Welcome to today's Explainer. We're jumping right into a fascinating and honestly a pretty painful reality today. The fact that sometimes our own goodness, our empathy, and our deep desire to help others can actually become our most dangerous trap. We're going to explore exactly how to stop being blindly trusting and start seeing the hidden intentions of the people around us. So let me ask you, is your kindness being used against you? Seriously, take a second to really think about it. We all meet people in life who we completely trust, folks who we think genuinely care about us. But if we're being totally honest, how many times have you poured your energy into someone only to realize later they were just there for what they could extract from you? If you don't develop the skill to spot these hidden motives, the more calculated people of the world are absolutely going to use your good heart as a weapon against you. To fix this, we need to define exactly what we're dealing with: an emotional parasite. The source material uses this brilliant metaphor of an experienced gardener. You know, a good gardener can instantly tell which plants are providing nutrients to the soil and which ones are just weeds, quietly and silently siphoning off all the energy. It's the emotional equivalent of crabgrass. You really have to learn to be the gardener of your own life. You have to spot the people who are just feeding off your time, your emotional support, and your hard work, while literally giving nothing back. So the crucial point is, how do we actually do this? How do we spot them? Well, it requires adopting a Stoic mindset. This means taking a step back and flat out refusing to let our emotions cloud our judgment. Instead, we observe the behaviors of the people around us strictly through the lens of logic and sharp awareness. We have to look past the fake smiles and start seeing the calculated actions underneath. Here is our quick roadmap for the explainer today. We're going to identify emotional parasites, uncover false promises, look at mind games, observe true colors in hard times, recognize disrespect, and finally, learn to set firm boundaries. Okay, let's dive into this first section, identifying emotional parasites and spotting that hidden drain. On the surface, an emotional parasite looks completely normal. In fact, they might even come across as incredibly attractive and charming. They hit you with sweet words, and they act like your absolute best friend up front. But if you look closely, you'll start to see a very calculated pattern. They are secretly exploiting your time and your feelings. And the ultimate test? Their true colors will always show the literal second you actually need them to step up for you. Moving right along to false promises and unequal cohesions, or what we call the illusion of connection. I absolutely love this quote from our source material. Building promises like sandcastles. These individuals are just master architects of fake futures. From a distance, their promises look massive, strong, and completely believable. They assure you they'll always be there for you. But the moment the tide comes in, the moment you actually try to lean on that promise and need their help, the entire castle just collapses into the water. It was an illusion the whole time. And this brilliantly illustrates the dynamic. Think of a relationship like a long road trip. In a true healthy connection, both people share the driving. But in a parasitic connection, you're doing all the driving. You're navigating the terrible traffic, you're paying for all the gas, you're plotting the route, and they are just lounging in a passenger seat, enjoying the view, probably asking you to change the radio station while they're at it. You're putting in the entire effort to initiate contact and offer support while they just sit back and take. Let's move to our third theme, playing with feelings and manipulation, the mind games. These manipulators are incredibly skilled at hitting your specific emotional buttons. They'll systematically belittle your achievements, maybe framing a nasty insult as just a joke to chip away at your confidence. They'll completely ignore your emotional needs, somehow making every conversation entirely about themselves. They use guilt to force you to comply with their demands, making you feel like a terrible person if you say no. And honestly, most confusingly, they'll pull you incredibly close to make you feel special, only to suddenly push you away just to maintain their power. They are essentially treating the relationship like a chess game. Every single move they make isn't about mutual growth. It's deliberately meant to weaken you. They turn normal, everyday conversations into absolute competitions. If you share a success, they don't celebrate it with you. No, they see it as a threat to their own ego, so they immediately have to one-up you or diminish your win just to stay ahead on the board. There's a really stark contrast between genuine support and toxic support. A real friend genuinely celebrates your success and lifts you up. But toxic support, that's the person who subtly mocks your dreams, tells you your goals are unrealistic, and then conveniently tries to claim the credit when you actually do succeed. It's wild, but it's driven by deep, hidden insecurity on their part. On to Section 4, True Colors in Hard Times and the Disappearing Act. You can think of these individuals as the ultimate party guests. During the good times, when life is easy and you are providing value, laughter, and a fun time, they're always around. But the second hard times hit, maybe you lose a job or you face a major personal crisis, these exact same people are suddenly swamped with work. Their doors are closed, they are completely absent, they only want the fun, they absolutely refuse to carry the weight. And the reason for this is simple but really harsh. They view your relationship purely as a transaction. They will only invest their time and energy when they can see a clear, immediate profit for themselves. If your struggle doesn't benefit them, they just clock out. Their availability is strictly tied to their own convenience. Let's look at Section 5, Disrespect and Lack of Trust, the Broken Foundation. An emotional parasite actively uses your vulnerabilities against you. They'll take the private secrets you shared in confidence and use gossip as a weapon just to control the narrative. They'll twist the meaning of your words to make you look bad to other people. When you speak, they'll show glaring disinterest, looking at their phone or suddenly changing the subject. And they use these subtle, undermining whispers to slowly, methodically erode your self-esteem over time. I want to share this beautiful metaphor from our source. Respect is the soil that nourishes the tree of relationships. It really is that simple. If the soil of respect dries up and blows away, the tree cannot survive. Without mutual respect, the relationship is guaranteed to wither and die, no matter how much water you personally try to pour onto it. Finally, Section 6, Learning to Set Boundaries and Protecting Your Peace. Recognizing these dark signs, that is only step 1. Step 2 is taking action. You have to set firm, clear boundaries. You have to realize that calmly saying no to unreasonable demands is your absolute right. And step 3, if they refuse to respect those boundaries, you must be willing to distance yourself from the toxicity entirely. Listen, you do not owe anyone your emotional health. This requires a vital shift in perspective. We're not telling you to become a cold person, but there is a massive difference between treating kindness as a weakness, where you just leave the door wide open for anyone to drain you, versus practicing guarded kindness. Guarded kindness means you keep your beautiful, empathetic heart, but you become intensely protective of who actually gets the privilege of accessing it. As we wrap up this explainer, I want to leave you with a final thought. Your energy is your most valuable currency. Armed with this new Stoic mindset, how will you protect your peace today? It's time to stop being a pawn in someone else's game and start being the fiercely protective gardener of your own life. Thanks so much for hanging out with us today. Keep learning, keep protecting your energy, and we'll catch you in the next explainer.